through the steps on installing a dimmer switch. If you have one switch that operates your lights, you have a single pole switch. If you have two switches that operate your lights, you have a pair of three-way switches. For this installation, we have a single pole switch, and the dimmer that I'm putting in this will work either as a single pole dimmer or a three-way dimmer. First thing you want to do is turn off the power to the circuit you're working on and double check it with a tester. Remove the cover and pulled out the old switch, and I'm just confirming that the electric is off with a tester. We're going to disconnect the old switch, remove the wire nuts, and now we're going to separate the wires so nothing's touching, because we're going to have to turn the power back on and find the hot wire that's coming from the service panel. This dimmer, we need to connect the hot wire from the service panel to the black wire and the hot wire going up to the light to the red wire. So we need to find which wire is hot coming from the service panel, so I'm using a non-contact electrical tester. There's no electric on this. This one's hot. So we know that this wire is the hot wire coming from the service panel. We're going to connect to the black wire on the dimmer. I turned the electric back off and I double checked it with my electrical tester, so the electric's off to this circuit. We're going to take this hot wire from the service panel and we're going to connect it to the black wire. This dimmer is unique because you can use this as a single pole dimmer or a three-way dimmer. When you're using this as a single pole dimmer, you're going to connect the black wire and the red wire without the tag. If this were a three-way circuit, we would be using the black wire as the common and the red wires as the travelers. If you had a single pole dimmer, you would just have the two wires. A three-way dimmer is going to have the black and two red wires. This one can be used for either. So this third wire we're just going to tuck under. It's covered by insulation, so there's going to be no danger inside the box. Because we're in the Chicago area, I'm not going to be using a ground wire, because when I screw this into my metal box, it's metal conduit all the way back to the service panel. So in Chicago and Seattle, generally you're not using a ground wire. Everywhere else in the US, you would be connecting your bare ground wire from the cable to this green wire. Now we're just going to tuck the wires back into the box and screw it in. And check your dimmer. You should have one side that's marked up. I turned the electric back on and the switch is working and it's dimming properly. I'm using halogen lights in this light fixture. If you're using CFLs or LEDs, make sure they're dimmable bulbs and the switch is rated for LEDs or CFLs.